have not seen you in a long time, and I have missed you. I have a special guest, Gregory Williams, here today, and he's going to share a powerful story about resilience, about health, about wellness, and about screening. So please help me welcome Gregory with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is really a pleasure to be here to be able to tell my story because believe it or not, I'm sitting next to the person that I really and truly feel saved my life. And the reason I feel that Miss Marshall saved my life because she took time out, and you know, I have some of the top insurance that's probably here in the country, and it allowed me and afforded me to go around and try to find me a primary care doctor. And I was on a mission because my health became a concern, but also I wanted a relationship with a doctor that understood me and someone that had the compassion and to understand that, hey, this brother is not the same brother as I just saw someone else. So she totally basically focused in on me and what I was telling her. And I felt that the first moment that we sat down. And the way I actually met Miss Marshall is I'm a part of the Dallas Entrepreneurial Center. I'm a entrepreneur over there. And they asked me to host a couple of their pitch competitions. And that evening, Miss Marshall was one of the contestants. And I sat there and I listened to each contestant as they went through their pitch, and they did some awesome jobs. And when she came to the stage, I introduced her and told her, go get them, girl. And not knowing that the message that she was delivering was gonna hit me dead on, because I'm also a type 2 diabetic. And that was one of my concerns at the time as she was talking about her profession and her firm and what they do and how they work with individuals with diabetes and different ailments out here. And when she said diabetes, that's what really triggered me. And I said, I'm gonna talk to her after this. And she just did a great presentation, and we laugh about it now because she said, Greg, I didn't win the money. But the thing is, she said, I won you. And to me, that was more than the $5,000 to $10,000 that they was giving away with, because when I came into her office and we finally had an opportunity to sit down, and she started diagnosing me, and I had to get blood work and go through the normal routines and everything. But we set up our normal, you know, hey, I need you to come in this date, come back, set up my appointments. And we were having an appointment one day, and what I noticed is she didn't have any of my paperwork. She just had her computer sitting right there, but we was just having a conversation. And she stopped mid-conversation. And she said, I need you to go to the hospital. And it just caught me off guard because I'm like, am I bleeding or something? What's going on? She said, and it was something that she saw that the other doctors that I've been dealing with, either they didn't want to see it, they didn't care to see it, but it was something that she saw. And she rushed me to the emergency room that day. And I didn't immediately go to the emergency room. I went actually home to lay down for a little bit. And as I was laying down, a voice came to me and it said, she told you to go to the emergency room today. So I had to get up out of the bed. I had to drive myself to the emergency room that day. And when I went to the emergency room, they ran their tests and they did everything that they were supposed to do. And as I was laying there, I was there by myself. I didn't have my son, didn't have anybody there with me. And the doctor, after they ran my MRI and a couple of, you know, hours going through all that process, and a doctor came into my room and he looked me in my eyes. And that's when he told me, he said, you have cancer. That right there hit me like a ton of bricks. I wasn't expecting it. And when he told me, can we hold on for a second? And this doctor, as he came in and when he explained that I'd been diagnosed with cancer, of course, at that moment it was a shock to me. and tears started to come down my eyes. And for about 2 minutes, I sat there, and then I told myself, got to get it together. I have 2 boys. I have an 8-year-old and a 25-year-old, and I have to be there. I have to be here for them. And that's all that came to my mind was, you have cancer, but you have 2 boys that you have to be here for. So as the doctor, he left out, and I guess these doctors, cancer is just something that's pretty, it's pretty common, because he said it with a blank expression, like no compassion, and then like, you have cancer. And then he walked out of the room.
Wow.
Yeah. 2 nurses came in, and they, of course, consoled me a little bit, and I told them I need to call my son and tell him what's going on. And I did not know that night they rushed me to Baylor.
Right. Yeah.
I went from the emergency room to Baylor Hospital, and for 4 days I was at Baylor Hospital. And that's when I kind of knew how serious it was, being diagnosed with stage 3 cancer at 56 years old.
Yeah. His story is so raw. It's so authentic. And I value you for sharing it like you have been, and just with me in this season. What I want you guys to really understand is the power of vulnerability, right? In a culture where sometimes we were taught things like children are seen and not heard, that what happens in this house stays in this house. By him sharing this story and the intricate details of the raw emotional process of that story, it will save your life or maybe somebody else's life that you know. So I want to rewind it back, because my version of his story and how they align is so beautiful. So like he mentioned, I pitch our business everywhere because, for one, capital and Black and brown businesses sometimes are not readily available for us. And so I pitch. That's how I get money in order to continue to do the work that we're doing in the community. And the pitch that I met him, I was certain I was going to win. I came with the attitude. I was first for the first time pitching in the lineup. I just knew I had to pitch at just a capacity that I haven't pitched before. And so as I pitched, I remember how he looked at me. And what's beautiful is that he heard himself in the story. You see, we started at LUEUR because I was frustrated at seeing people that look like me die at a disproportionate rate during COVID. And I was seeing at one point 65 patients by myself. Like, how was I going to get enough time to write your name on the intake paperwork, let alone to listen to you? That is a big part of me, of how I'm able to do what I do. When I first became a nurse practitioner, I was scared, Greg. I was scared. And I remember the first day they let me be on my own. I sat in my car and I cried. And I said, God, you are giving me these people that I have to know what is going on. And then I surrendered and I said, you know what, God? When they have an experience with me, let it be an experience with you. And something I've never shared publicly, that first paycheck, I gave half to the church. Because I wanted the ministry in which we are founded on to be blessed. So when he tells you, I listened, it's because God has given me the ability to see. And when he had come into our office, our first couple of visits, like they were just run of the mill. They were things that we were supposed to be taking care of, getting to know him. So like he said, I didn't have all of his records. So I was just listening. And this particular time, as I was listening to him, God spoke to me. And I was about to write another prescription. Because he had been to, I think, 2 or 3 ERs prior to that visit that he came to me for a problem. And as I was about to write this prescription, he said, well, they already had me on it, and I stopped. And God said, you need to send him over. Because I said to him, I don't want to miss something by giving you another prescription. And it solves maybe a symptom, but the underlying thing is still going on. And I said, I know this is a lot. And I said, I need you to go today. Little did you know that week, earlier that week, I was dealing with a lot where I felt inadequate to do what God had called me to do. That week, that Monday actually, that Monday, I was wondering if I was on the right path. And I was wondering if I was even making a difference. And I was wondering, should we even continue the work that we're doing in the community? So you come in. And the ladies at the front office, oh my gosh, I snapped. They were getting stuff in order. I've never seen anybody get a specialty visit in 2 days, the way they pulled some strings to get him in. But I still said, I know they got you in 2 days, but I didn't want you to wait. I didn't want him to wait. And so I called him on my day off. It was a Friday. And when I called him and he told me that he had cancer, I asked him, what can I do for you? Do you remember what you told me?
You've already done enough. Saved my life. Send me to the people that could diagnose me and tell me what was really going on with me. And that meant more to me than anything. And like I say, to this day, I tell everybody, she saved my life. She sent me to the doctor that day. And I saw it in her eyes when she was so serious about it. She was like, I need you to go. And I had to follow her instructions, and she was right. Whatever she saw, she was right.
So, you know, a lot of people view providers as stoic, and there are defense mechanisms that you develop. But one thing about Greg's story that he said when he was diagnosed and the doctor just said it like it was just nothing. Just because I may have seen it 1,000 times, this is the first time you're hearing it. And therefore, each experience I have with my patients is as if I'm walking through it with you for the first time. You don't deserve me to be like, oh, that's what it is. I've seen it before. This is what's going to happen. I may know, but you don't deserve that type of response.
That's exactly how I felt. I'm like, I'm just another
right
number to them. You know what I'm
right.
saying? But I never felt that coming to LUEUR. Even your staff that you have working for you, this environment is a inviting environment, and it's a nurturing environment. And for me, it was the best place for me to be.
Yeah. When I say that we take health seriously, because you are not just the individual pieces of a person. You are a sum of a beautiful organization that God created. You are about the environment that you're currently in. You may have ailments, but they could be other physical things that are going on within your body. And so our job is to look at you in your entirety. And when you tell me you're fine, I ask you, are you really okay? Because it could be what's going on in your house that got your blood pressure up. It could be what stressors are going on the job that make you feel a little anxious. And if I just take you apart in pieces and treat just one point of that, I'm missing the beauty of who you are as a person.
Well, I truly felt, every visit that I've had with you, your compassion comes through just in our conversations, you know what I'm saying? And, it has truly been an experience for me, and I'll be the first to say that my journey started with LUEUR, and whatever my destination is will end with LUEUR and everything that you've done for me. And anything that I can, let others know, hey, come over here and get checked out. If you need somebody that's gonna listen to you, somebody that has the compassion, and she's smart as a whip too. She knows her job. So, why not come to somebody that's going to care for you and basically give you that compassion that you need as a patient. And that was something that I was yearning for. And, the Lord provided all that for me. Miss Marshall and her staff, they just, even when I call over here, they know my name.
Yeah.
They know me when I call. So it's really a inviting environment, family environment. And like I say, when it comes to your health, you need people like that in your life. People that you can call on and that really are concerned about you as an individual and not just how much the insurance is going to pay.
Yeah. Because that's not what it's about. So, what kind of things are you doing now? Well, first of all, I want to back up a little bit. So, if you're comfortable with sharing the type of cancer, I would love for you to talk about the type of cancer and screenings and tools and things that you have learned with this type of cancer.
I was diagnosed with colon cancer, and once I was diagnosed, I never knew things as far as the many different cancers, and I never understood until I was actually diagnosed. And once I was diagnosed, my oldest son, he actually started doing research and, changing up my diet and things of that nature, came into play, because the colon cancer, it also produced a tumor in my body. The tumor is benign, but it's still in me, even though the cancer's gone. And just the journey of the doctors that I had, I'm not gonna say it was difficult, it was just different because I've never had to go to different type of doctors. I've had everything from catheters to colostomies to ports, and I have radiation schedule here in the new year. So I'm still dealing with some symptoms from it, but the thing is, I have the support. I have the people that I can call. I have people that, like say, Miss Marshall, she called me out of the blue and just, hey Greg, how you doing? Nothing, I'm like, did I miss an appointment or anything? She's like, no, she's just calling to check on you. And to me, that was the type of care that I was looking for in a healthcare provider, is somebody that really felt like I was a part of, their family. And coming to LUEUR and with my cancer, it's just been a great journey. And when she first sent me over there, and then I had to assemble the team, I sat with each one of my doctors, and I told them that I was going to get through this. And if they didn't have the energy, the positive energy that I needed, because I know what Miss Marshall gives me, and I need for each and every one of y'all to have that same attitude. And they couldn't believe it. I could tell the way they was looking at me. They was like, this man got stage 3 cancer, and he up in there talking to us like he a motivational speaker, or he a coach or something.
And is.
And that's what I let them know. And they have been a great team of doctors. They have supported me. And like I say, this journey for me was a test. And my God said, if you want a testimony, you have to be tested. So I was tested, and for 6 months, I laid on my back. And for 6 months, the one thing that I rely on the most throughout daily routine, my weekly routines in my life is my creativity. Yeah. And when I was immobilized for 6 months, I didn't have a creative thought come in my mind. And I felt as though I was paralyzed. And after the 6 months, when I went into my oncologist's office, and another thing, my oncologist, she said it so nonchalantly when I came in the office for the visit. She was like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're cancer free."
What?
That's what I'm like. I felt she was just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, you're cancer free, Mr. Williams," and went right back to her computer. I'm like, I wanted to run through the wall like Roger Rabbit.
I know you did.
I'm like, I'm cancer. I'm on the phone calling my people. I'm like,
God.
And you know, that was. After that, it's like God started talking to me and he said, okay, I raised you up now. He said, now you have purpose in your life. And most people know me, I'm either selling something, selling a service, I'm selling a product, selling myself. Yeah. And at this point in life, God said, you need a purpose, you know, for the monies that you want to generate and all this here. I need to give you a purpose behind it now. So now, going through cancer and having that, my mission in life is to educate and make aware as many brothers and save as many lives as I can out here by letting people know you got to go get screened. Yes. You got to take your health serious. Your health management is your responsibility. It's not her responsibility to manage your health. Her responsibility is let me know what I need to do and then go out there and do it. And that's what I did, and that's why I'm sitting here today, you know, with a smile on my face, because this journey and having, you know, Miss Marshall along with this journey has been a journey that I could deal with because I had that support there for me.
Ooh, he said a word. Support, system, structure, faith, perseverance, resilience, all of these things. I may not be everybody's cup of tea. I can be a little quirky, but I'm challenging you to find the person that you can be 110% transparent with, because there are pieces of his story that I could have missed the next level if he would not have revealed that he had gotten medication previous to. It wouldn't have stopped me from writing a new prescription. I would have wrote the prescription. The sense of urgency wouldn't have been there. So sometimes when you guys think, oh, I don't need to mention it, please mention all things, because it could literally change the trajectory of the plan of care, okay? So one of the things I really want to harp on is colon cancer is becoming more prevalent, okay? The age now for Black and brown people is 45 to start getting your first colonoscopy. A colonoscopy is when they insert a camera in the rectum and they take a look around, okay? It is important because if there are any polyps or growths there, they can be removed during that process. Okay, some people can do the Cologuard, which is a test where we take stool and you send it in for processing. That test is good for every 3 years. Unless it comes back up normal, we'll have to send you for a colonoscopy anyways. Okay, colonoscopies, if everything is normal, are done every 10 years. But I want to challenge you that if you have never heard about these guidelines, go to your provider and ask them for those tests. Matter of fact, you can actually go to Cologuard.com and take a questionnaire and actually see if you qualify for an at-home test without having your doctor order them or provider order them, okay? So what he is saying is very important. And I really want you all to listen. And I can't speak from a point of being a Black man, but I'm married to one. And I know that sometimes the burden of the world is on your shoulders. I'm asking you to find a place where you can be 100% transparent and vulnerable so that we can be on the same team, so that we can get you happy, healthy, and whole. There's a reason why the forefathers put the pursuit of happiness. The pursuit of happiness is important. We're in a culture with burnout, with high stress, and stress turns on hormone. It's a hormone, and it causes your body to create inflammation. And if we don't learn how to process stress properly, it will find its way out, either emotionally or changes throughout your system. So I am just so honored to have you on the other side. He's gained weight, you guys. He's gained weight. When he came in here and he was in the process, I saw that he lost weight. I said, let's get you with the dietitian.
Yes.
I said, I need you to put some more weight on you because we can only fight this if your body has enough energy to fight. So we fattened him up.
Yes, they did. It's the transformation, you know. I have a picture that I took when I was in the hospital, and every now and again I look at it because I want to see where I was at, and every day that I look in the mirror, I see where I'm at now.
Yeah.
And it's truly been a journey, and like I say, you know, having the right people in place and the right people on your side is very key doing this. I can truly say that I have not been stressed or dealt with any stress in this last year because, you know, understanding that everything that I was going through, stress was only going to add to, and I did not want to add to my body and what it was going through. I wanted to, you know, relieve it of some stress and relieve it of some things. And, you know, having doctors that you can talk to that can tell you, hey, you have to take your stress levels down. Don't let things stress you. Why are you going through this here? Make sure you're getting your proper rest. Make sure you're eating right. And that was my thing, you know, it affected my digestive system, and I wasn't able to eat. So, you know, now being able to eat and gaining weight and seeing people that tell you, man, you're gaining weight, that's a good thing. That's a great feeling right there. So I know I'm not at 100%, but where I'm at right now, I'm a lot better than I was, you know, 6-7 months ago when I was dealing with this here. And I'm truly happy to be here. And like I said, I know this journey is not over because now I have to save a life. You know, my life was saved, so I have to go back and I have to pay it forward. So I have to go out here and I have to save lives now. So my mission now is to make aware and educate brothers out here in the community and let them know, man, you gotta, don't walk around just hurt, man. Don't walk around with these symptoms not knowing what they are. Go get screened. Go see a doctor. Let the doctor tell you. And I know one of your biggest fears is, hey, if you don't know, then I don't know. No, if you don't know, then eventually I had an uncle that passed away from prostate cancer. They said if he would have gotten screened earlier, it could have potentially extended his life. But because he didn't, we ended up having to bury my uncle. And my thing is, I don't want to see any of my friends like that because that was a hurting feeling to actually see my uncle that was a healthy guy, big guy. And when he put him in a casket, he was like 90 pounds.
Oh.
So I don't want to see that in my friends. And like I say, my mission from here on out is to educate and let us know, man, we got to get checked. We got to go see people like Miss Marshall because she's going to make sure that you are taken care of. She got the compassion, she got the tools, she got the resource, she got the knowledge, and she got the drive to go out here and do it. And, you know, I see it in her eyes, and, you know, her practice and everything that she does is all about, you know, making sure that you taken care of as a whole individual, not just an individual piece of you. And I love it.
Yeah. So prostate cancer, 55 is when those screenings start, and it's not as invasive as it once was. Like some people are like, I don't want nothing. Listen, Linda, listen, okay? All it is now is a simple blood test, a PSA, prostate specific antigen. Have your provider add that test on to your regular blood that you give every year. That's it. If those numbers start elevating, then we know there's a problem, and then we may have to send you to a specialist, and they will do a little bit more invasive. But if that's what's causing you to not take care of yourself, that is really a cop-out.
Wow.
That's a cop-out. Okay? Because ladies have to have their legs sprawled open with a speculum in there. Come on. Okay, that's it. So, what can we expect from you now?
Well, right now, 6 months of catching up to y'all, because like I said, y'all, for 6 months I was on my back. I'm actually planning on an early retirement from the Texas Workforce Commission, which I've been there for 13 years, and the Texas Workforce Commission has been an awesome institution for me throughout this whole ordeal. You know, the right managers, right supervisors, and the right people in place to support me at my job and to make sure that I had my FMLA and everything set up, you know. And I was just telling Ms. Marshall when we came in, you know, we always talk about the miracle that happened. And the other day I was driving and I was just thinking to myself, and when I was diagnosed as cancer free, I was thinking that was the miracle. That wasn't the miracle. The miracle happened way before that. The miracle happened having the right people in place, the people with the compassion, the knowledge, the right doctors, all of that, their insurance, the job, the support, the family, having a belief in God and knowing that my mother raised me right to know that, hey, through God, all things are possible. Yes. And that's what happened with me. The possibility of me being cancer free because I had a belief in God and he let me know that he was there for me. So thank y'all for y'all time today, and thank you for letting me come and tell my story.
Yes, absolutely, Greg. And like he said, the foundation of everything here at LUEUR is God. And when he says when you walk into here, it's an experience, it is. We have Christian music playing or some type of meditation type of music playing. This is a place of healing. And it starts in all its capacity. And sometimes people will say, well, like, I don't want to know, right? If I don't know, then it's not there. But the thing is, I like to revert back to Mark chapter 4. Remember when that man was riddled with demons and he was in the cemetery. And everybody knew who that man was. They chained him up because they were scared of him. They knew his name. But when Jesus and his disciples came over there, Jesus asked him, what is your name? And that man said, what? I am Legion, for I am many. And Jesus said, okay, Legion, I'm going to cast you out. You're going to jump in these pigs. And the pigs jumped off the cliff. We cannot change what we don't name. He's in the military. He's prior military. You can't go and fight an enemy without a plan. Nah. What the war room look like? The war room has names of people, things that you're supposed to do, missions that need to be accomplished. How can we go to war if you are scared to identify or name what is plaguing you? We can't come up with a solution together. Because now we're fighting a boogeyman that we may or may not know exists. Right. We have to call it by name. And so I am just so honored to be a small part of his journey, because the tenacity, his resilience, his will to live is truly what got him to the other side. I just listened.
Well, you listened well, and like I say, your instructions and your directions. Most people that I talk to, I don't talk about my past life, but I was a mama's boy. And my mother, she's very much with me spiritually now. Yeah. And a lot of my mom, I see in you.
Oh.
I'm just telling you, from your smile to your compassion to everything, you know. You remind me of my mom. And how she was just, that was just her. She was an evangelist and raising me in the church and letting us know that, you know, God is here for us. That was how I was raised. So, you know, him sending me to you was God sent.
I'm learning in this season to sit in these moments. As we are heading to this holiday season, people get it so confused that it's about the things and the gifts and all these things. But what life is about is fellowship. It's about really sitting and realizing that it has always been beautiful.
Yes.
That he has always done all things for our good. That he has already granted us the victory. That he has already said, by his stripes we are healed.
Yes.
We are literally beautiful creatures crafted by him in his own image. And so I challenge you this holiday season to take a pause and really see all the things that he has done in your life. And if there's anything where you can use support, please come and see us. Please. We're literally here to support you. We can support the whole of Texas, and we also are licensed in Florida as well. So I just want to end on this positive note of healing, of vulnerability, of transparency. And LUEUR literally means light.
Wow.
And what our goal has always been is to be the light in the community, to bring you to better health and wellness so that you can become an active participant in it. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.